First notch flaps immediately goes up. Alright. Few things. Something I picked up on. You left that nose down for so long. If we were really at 100 feet over the runway going, not even, maybe even lower, 300 feet, 200 feet, 100 feet, whatever, 50 feet, and you're going into land and you stall and you go to recover and you lower that nose as much as you did for as long, you lost 200 feet.
Yeah.
So, yes, you do want to lower that nose just enough and just for enough time so that you can get air flowing over the wings again, because we need that in order to get the lift to climb out and be able to fly. But you pretty much want to be bringing that nose right to the horizon, because what we need really in that moment is, what we need really in that moment is altitude and airspeed. Something I noticed as well, you're lifting that nose up really high. So it's, yes, that's how you're supposed to do it, but I want you to make it realistic, the way that it really would happen. You're really not coming in for a landing like this.
Yeah.
You're really not. Like, you want to make this happen naturally and as realistic as possible. Exactly. So, yes, power to 15 speed. Mixture, full rich, fuel pump on, landing light on. First notch of flaps. Second notch of flaps. Third notch of flaps. There's my 65 knots, so I'm going to slightly lower that nose to start getting that stabilized descent. Same way that we would in a landing. Hands on the power, runway's right in front of us, we got a nice 500 feet per minute descent. Yada, 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 we're not paying attention to airspeed. Okay, we're coming in for a landing. I got my eyes and my nose on the numbers, keeping it coming down. And I just decide, which this is a very common thing that's going on with all of my students right now. I'm 100 feet above the runway, haven't even really crossed the threshold yet, and I'm going to pull that throttle to idle and start lifting up that nose. What happens when we lift that nose up too early? There's so much space between us and the runway, and you're bleeding off airspeed too early. There's a stall, lower it, full power, bring that nose back up to the horizon, bring that first notch of flaps immediately up. You're putting that nose to the horizon so that you can start climbing out. We're climbing through VX, 63 knots, second notch goes up. We got that positive rate of climb. That's a huge thing, that positive rate of climb.
Positive rate of climb.
Third notch of flaps goes up when you get that positive rate of climb. Maneuver is still not over yet. Now, let's lower the nose, cruise it out. Lower the nose.
Cherokee 902-1
bring the power back.
Yankee, about 3 miles to the west.
Fuel pump off. Fuel pressure check. Landing light off. Lean out that mixture a little bit. And now the maneuver is complete.
I'll be just...
When you're doing it, don't lift that nose up to the sky just because you're like, I want to get this stall going.
Yeah.
Lift that nose up the same way that you would coming in for a landing, where you're just holding it off and airspeed's naturally bleeding off.
Yeah.
Naturally. And when you're losing all of that airspeed, your tendency is to keep lifting up that nose and keep lifting up that nose, because you just see the ground coming at you, and that's just what you think you're supposed to do. And that's what can happen.
Alright.
Alright, so do it again.